Arrogant classmates extended an invitation to the outcast of their class for a reunion 5 years later, just to make fun of him. Marcus Green, the quiet black kid they used to call strange, entered the room wearing worn-out sneakers and an old hoodie. Laughter filled the air. Brooks sneered. Chase boasted about his fake startups. Tyler even took jabs at him from the stage. It seemed like the setup for a perfect joke. But when Marcus walked forward, calm and unaffected, the room fell silent. The same person they had ridiculed revealed a truth that wiped the smirks from every face and left his classmates grappling with their own shame. Before we go any further, if this is your first time watching, we'd love for you to hit that subscribe button. Your support means everything to us and helps bring even more impactful stories. Stick with us until the end. If the story touches you, share your thoughts in the comments and pass it on to a friend. Now let's begin. The invitation arrived in a plain white envelope buried under a pile of unopened mail at Marcus Green's modest apartment. The handwriting on the front was recognizable, though awkwardly done, as if someone had overdone it trying to make it look elegant. Class of 2018 reunion, you're invited. Marcus stared at it for a while, his thumb brushing the folded edge. The venue name gleamed in bold letters. Rutherford Academy Banquet Hall. The same private school where he once felt out of place. He remembered the bright-colored lockers, the sound of sneakers echoing off the polished floors, and himself, quiet, hunched over, clutching books like armor. He was the only black student in a sea of white uniforms. He was smart, no doubt. Teachers praised him. His grades spoke for themselves. But being brilliant didn't stop the whispers. Weird kid. He won't make it a year in the real world. He's too shy. He'll never succeed. Those words didn't sting anymore, not the way they once did. Still, the memories lingered. Marcus placed the envelope down on the chipped table beside him. He could have thrown it away, let it join the rest of the junk mail. A small smile tugged at his lips because he knew something they didn't. 5 years. That was all it had been. 5 years since he walked out of that school and never looked back. 5 years of late nights in front of a glowing laptop, rejected ideas, and sleepless coding marathons. 5 years of people still underestimating him, until the world no longer did. Now Marcus Green wasn't just the quiet kid they mocked. He was the CEO of a fast-growing tech company worth more than those classmates could ever imagine. Yet no one knew. He kept his life hidden from the noise. He glanced at the crooked mirror on his wall. His reflection looked tired but calm. His hoodie sleeves stretched, sneakers worn. Nothing about him screamed success. And for the first time, he realized that was exactly how he wanted it. If they invited him to be the punchline of their joke, then let them. Let them gather with their fake smiles, shallow pride, and believe they were about to tear him apart. Marcus slid the envelope into his jacket pocket. His chest rose with a slow, steady breath. This wasn't just a reunion. It was the stage for something much bigger. And when the night ended, every laugh would choke in their throats. Raindrops still clung to Marcus's hoodie as he entered the Rutherford Banquet Hall. Cold air, lemon-scented polish, and the low hum of a projector filled the space. Everything was crisp and polished. Gold balloons arched over a folding table covered with name tags. He found his name, Marcus Green, written in looping ink, pinned it to his frayed cotton hoodie, feeling the delicate needle catch on a loose thread. Heads turned, not dramatically, but like a ripple spreading from the bar to the photo booth. A beat of silence followed, and then the buzz resumed, thinner now, filled with smirks. Marcus adjusted his cuff, rubbed a thumb over the crease of the envelope in his pocket, and walked in. "Yo, that's him, right?" A voice behind a pillar. "Yeah," came another voice, dismissive. "Same hoodie vibe. Told you he never changed." A soft laugh. "I heard he's stocking shelves somewhere." "Please. My cousin says he's back at his aunt's place." Wow. 5 years and nothing. Marcus kept walking. The carpet softened his steps. On the stage, a slideshow flashed high school photos. Lacrosse jerseys, crowns, a science fair ribbon that he once refused to pose with. The MC, Tyler Voss, jaw tight, cufflinks gleaming, tapped the mic, reunited and richer. He joked, laughter echoing. Marcus chose a table at the back, half-shadowed with a good line of sight. He set down a glass of water, and observed the room like a coder watching logs. quietly searching for signals. Whitman drifted by with a champagne flute, diamond earrings catching the LED wash. Her smile didn't reach her eyes. "What's up, stranger? You look vintage." She didn't wait for an answer. At the bar, a card machine beeped, denying a transaction. Chase snatched his card back, tried another, but the bartender discreetly turned the screen, hiding the failure. Two guys nearby filled the silence. "Did you hear?" Chase's app folded again. "Investors hate public autopsies." Tyler pushed the mic again. "All right, quick games. Then and now." Photos rolled. Lawyers' school, a Pilates studio grand opening. When Marcus's slide came up, the frame held only a blank gray square. Photo not provided. A snort broke out. Then another. "Guess some stories don't upload," Tyler said, feigning sadness. More laughter followed. Marcus sipped his water, the glass leaving a damp ring, which he wiped with a slow, deliberate circle of his sleeve. He felt the bass of chatter vibrating in his chest. Two girls drifted behind him, unaware of how loud their whispers were. "Who invited him?" one asked. "Tyler. Said it would be hilarious. Full circle pep talk." "Savage. Relax. It's just a joke." Brooke reappeared with a group. "So Marcus," she said, chin tilted. "What's the grind? Still into computers?" He nodded once. "Something like that." "Nice," Chase said, voice too loud. "We're all building things. Startups, exits. Just a matter of timing." He tugged at his blazer sleeve, hiding his anxiety. "Market's weird. Rents are weirder," Roman muttered, before a glare shut him up. Across the room, a portable photo printer spat out glossy squares. The banner above the stage read, "Class of 2018, presented by Summit Gatherings." Marcus glanced at it for a moment before his attention moved on. No one followed his gaze. No one ever looked where he looked. The awards began. Paper certificates with gold borders. Best glow up, most international, biggest boss energy. Jokes built like Jenga, wobbling toward cruelty. Tyler's grin tightened each time the room didn't laugh fast enough. Finally, he raised an envelope like a magician. Honorable mention, most likely to still be different. He paused. "Marcus, you're around." Eyes turned. Someone coughed. The thin kind, the kind that cuts. Marcus let the silence linger, feeling his heartbeat without haste. He slid his chair back with a soft scrape, stood, and gave a small nod that could have meant anything. "Thanks," he said, offering refusal as mercy. He sat again. The microphone drifted away, jokes stumbling behind it. The gossip around him rewove itself. Why'd he even come? Content. One joked. "We need a villain or a mascot." "Nah," someone whispered softer now, "he's calm." "That's not nothing." The projector hummed. The air vents whispered. Glasses clinked as people pretended to toast to their own stories. Marcus folded his napkin neatly, then built a tiny white square from it with patient hands, waiting, letting the room expose itself. The night wore on, the shallow cheer of the room pulsing. Music thumped from the rented speakers, but it couldn't mask the cracks. Laughter too sharp, voices too high when bragging. Marcus stayed seated, still as the eye of a storm. A waiter passed with shrimp skewers. Brooke snapped one without looking, tossing the tail into a half-empty glass. Chase ranted about seed funding when his phone buzzed. He snatched it up, eyes flickering, then dimmed. "Just an investor follow-up," he muttered, sliding it face down. The screen had shown final notice. Whispers surrounded Marcus like smoke. "Did he Uber here?" "Nah, probably hitchhiked." "Yo, look at those shoes. They're history." Each laugh brushed against his back like cold fingers. Marcus finished his water, placed the empty glass down with deliberate care. His hoodie sleeve dampened the condensation ring again, the same slow circle. Finally, he looked up and locked eyes with Tyler across the room. Tyler, still gripping the mic, still leaning too hard on the spotlight, called out, all right. Time for a shout-out to our sponsor tonight." He gestured at the balloons, the spread, the tired DJ. This wouldn't be possible without a generous contribution. Marcus straightened his shoulders. One slow breath in, one slow breath out. Tyler shuffled the cue cards. "So let's give it up for Summit Gatherings. Wait. His voice trailed off. The last card was blank. Tyler frowned, then forced a grin. Well, they've asked to remain anonymous. But hey, round of applause anyway. Polite applause followed, a few half-hearted whistles. Marcus rose from his chair. The scrape of wood on tiles sounded louder than the music. Heads turned. He walked toward the stage, steady and unhurried. The chatter dwindled, curiosity creeping in. Tyler's smile faltered as Marcus climbed the steps. He didn't grab the mic immediately, just stood there, adjusting his cuff, letting the silence stretch until even the clinking of glasses stopped. Then in a calm, clear voice he spoke. I want to thank you all for coming, Marcus said. His gaze swept across the hall, not sharp, not angry, just steady. And I want to thank Summit Gatherings, which is really just me. Confusion flickered. A half-laugh sputtered and died. Someone near the bar muttered, "Wait, what?" Marcus pulled out his phone, tapped once. The projector behind him blinked, the slideshow disappearing into black. Articles, headlines, press photos filled the screen. Green Technologies raises $40 million in Series B funding. The new face of AI infrastructure. A Forbes cover shot of Marcus, 5 years older, sharper in a suit, but unmistakably him. Gasps rippled through the room. One girl whispered too loudly, "That's him." Another stammered, "No way. Photoshop." But the articles kept coming. Fact after undeniable fact. Marcus looked out at the sea of faces that once sneered at him in the hallways. His voice softened like he was sharing a secret. "So when you ask what I do now, something like this," he said, slipping his phone back into his pocket. The screen behind him held steady on one line. Estimated net worth, $18 million. The silence was different now. Not the hush of cruelty, not the pause before laughter, but a heavy silence, the kind that made throats close and palms sweat. Marcus let the silence hang, then smiled, a small one. The kind that says the joke is over, and you miss the punchline. For a moment, no one moved. It was as if the projector light had frozen the room in place. Faces mid-expression. Champagne glasses halted in midair. The laughter that had filled the hall just moments before now lingered like a ghost no one wanted to remember. Tyler, still clutching the mic, swallowed hard. His practiced grin slipped, replaced by something tense and brittle. Well, his voice cracked, the sound of someone struggling to stand on thin ice. In the crowd, Chase shifted, tugging at his blazer. Brooke's champagne glass wobbled against a ring. The bubbles fizzed too loudly in the silence. Whispers darted through the tables like sparks. Is that real? Check your phone, man. Google it. I told you he was always different. A group near the bar pulled out their phones. Screens lit up. Blue glow painting disbelief across their faces. Confirmation spread like wildfire. Every headline matched. The Forbes cover, the TechCrunch articles, the investor lists. Marcus Green wasn't just successful. He was untouchable. And then the shame came. You could see it ripple through them. The slow collapse of their arrogance. The same mouths that had called him weird now pressed shut. The same eyes that had rolled when he walked past now couldn't hold his gaze. Marcus stood in the center of it all. He didn't raise his voice. He didn't need to. The silence worked for him now. At the edge of the room, two classmates whispered, forgetting how sound carried. Why'd we laugh? One asked. Because we thought he'd never be anything. The second voice cracked. Now he's everything we said he couldn't be. Tyler lowered the mic. The once confident host shrank behind the podium. Marcus didn't even glance his way. He let the truth settle like dust, slow, undeniable, and impossible to sweep away. The boy in rags wasn't the joke anymore. He was the measure. Marcus stepped forward, closer to the edge of the stage. His shadow stretched across the floor. His voice steady and calm. You see, what you called weird was vision. What you called failure was patience. And what you laughed at became the reason you're standing in a hall I paid for. A few shifted in their seats. Shame pressed heavier than the suits on their shoulders. Brooke lowered her glass. Chase stared at the floor, lips parted, but no words came. Tyler studied his cue cards as though they could rewrite the moment. Marcus let the silence thicken before giving a small nod. The difference between us isn't luck. It's what we chose to believe about ourselves, and about each other. He stepped down from the stage, walked past the stunned faces, and headed for the exit. No one stopped him. No one dared. The laughter that once targeted him now echoed only in their memories. Mockery turned into a mirror. Marcus left the hall with his head high, the cool night air on his skin. For the first time, the label of loser was gone forever. He hadn't just won. He had owned the very stage they tried to bury him on. Marcus walked out of that hall, proving every insult wrong without raising his voice. So tell me, if you were in his shoes, mocked and underestimated, would you have revealed your success or walked away in silence? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that flip the script on arrogance.